Keep going. And here's what
I'm doing DoorDash right now, and on the radio, they are talking about how to save money. It's perfect. He was talking about how you can save. If you save $1,000 a month for 10 years, if you put it in something that can compound too, it's a great little radio station here. So I thought I'd share that and make a video. But that's what we're talking about, saving our money every day. Some of y'all don't like
once
that.
Once you commit to it, and it's just like losing weight.
Listen here.
We every January, a lot of us lie about what we're gonna do, but once you make that commitment,
Oh yeah. You got to make the commitment though, y'all. And that's $1,000. You could do 500. You could do 100. You will have whatever you have at the end of those 10 years. But you got to do something. We got to come up, y'all. We got to come up.
When we look back over history, and our grandparents had literally nothing, but they saved their money.
Right.
They bought homes.
They made it. Somehow they figured it out, didn't they?
They made homes.
And that's when financing to black people wasn't that readily available. But they figured out how to make it work. And they stuck to it.
And they did a lot with so little.
So little.
And when we look at us today in this 21st century world, most of us have not been as disciplined as they were.
No, not at all. Listen, the nation of plenty has reduced to those who choose to do well and those who choose to spend. Now, have we been influenced negatively by the advertising, and are the brand names bigger than they've ever been before? Yes. We watched what happened during COVID. During COVID, the lines at the malls were the longest for which stores? The brands.
Mm-hmm.
They had lines around the corner at a time when people weren't even working. So that just speaks to priority. Because now in 2025, those things you bought in 2020 are 5 years old. Are they as valuable to you as they were back then? So keeping the priorities is the hard part. Getting the right priorities is the toughest part.
Jonathan, are they as important to you today as they were 5 years ago? You don't have to call any of the names. And it's an interesting thing. I know women who went in their closets, Mr. Liddell, during COVID and started pulling things out with tags still on them and packing them up to drop them off at the Salvation Army.
And you know how long those lines were at the Salvation Army and the Goodwill? It took you sitting in your car for 30 minutes to give away stuff that you couldn't wear.
Yeah.
That was amazing that you sat in your car 30 minutes to give something away when you never even thought about giving it away before. So, yes, the priorities have to change. We have to shift. And are there a lot of fights that need to be fought? Absolutely. But do you have to fight all of them? No. All those fights aren't yours. Do I need to be do I need to go be marching around Target because of their DEI policy? No, somebody else can do that. I don't have to do that job. I have another job to do. And we all have a job to do. I'm not saying somebody shouldn't do it, but do I have to be that person? So some people are
pick your battles and save your energy for the big ones.
And the biggest challenge that most people have, especially young people, I'm going to say this here, is trying to be everything to everybody. Nobody can be everything to everybody. Nobody can. And as you get older, you realize you can't, and you start separating friends. They either lifting you up or they're pulling you down.
I like that. And they need to, that's the drum beat. One of the drum beats.
Right, without a doubt. You got to figure out who you're dealing with. Now, believe them the first time. Who said that?
Maya Angelou.
That's right. They believe them the first time. They showed you they were the first time.
And we really have to work on that as women. I just got to tell you, because we are not conditioned, and the whole spiritual piece comes in there too. We're not conditioned to understand that everybody who came with us can't go with us.
Right.
We're not conditioned to ask ourselves this question about people in our lives. Has he or she done the best that they could when you look at where they started from? Because because we don't all start in the same place.
Right. And in order for us to leave this planet empty,
You got to give.
we have to ask, and we have to ask and answer that question for ourselves. Michael Jackson said it best: for the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror.
You know, that, and I always regretted that song, from my perspective, was perhaps the most powerful song
Right.
he ever did.
Right.
But people didn't talk about it enough because
The universe points you in the right direction when you're on the path. I'm telling you, what's the odds that would just be playing in the background while I'm shopping? My ears perked up like, oh, that's exactly what we be talking about. We got to get in the game, our own game, you know. Our only competition is ourselves, and we got to start saving. Yeah. So whatever your goal, pick your goal and just start grinding to it. Make it a habit. And that would be the way. That would be the way. 10 years from now, you could be your life would be totally different if you got in the habit, stay consistent with saving money or investing your money in a really solid plan. You know, make your plan, whether you research and read and come up with your own plan, or you talk to somebody that's in finances and they help you with your plan. That's on you, but doing a step is better than doing nothing. Stepping into that direction is better than staying in your same point, right? I don't care if you already got money. You can never have too much money. Think about if you had a lot of money in your pocket. People think that's bad to want that, but how are you gonna help other people if you broke? It's like they say, when you're on the plane, put the life preserver on yourself first, and then put it on the person next to you. Put it, or the face mask, you know, the analogy, but that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And have fun on the journey. Just have fun on the journey. So I'm just over here unbrainwashing myself and hoping that other people can see that and want to do that too. So I'm about to drop this off at this hotel. That's where this is going. And I'm on a bumpy road, so I gotta go. I think I'm the only one getting these Dollar Generals. I don't think anybody else is taking them. So here I am again. Okay, so as far as that radio talk show goes, I don't know what math he was doing, but I did some math. I like to break it down and look at it myself. You know, I don't just take people's numbers. And I didn't come up with those numbers. I don't know how he came up with them, but the numbers I came up with looks like a nice foundation. And beyond, in between those 10 years, you might be able to push that number up higher. But I'm going to include my math right here. And so that's a good foundation to sit on, to put that behind your name versus whatever you have right now behind your name. You know, you would be doing bigger things in 10 years. So I think this is just a part of life that we are supposed to be doing that. Especially if we have kids and they gotta have kids, you know, your grandkids and whatnot. You want to leave something for them. It's in the Bible. You know, you want to leave something for your grandkids. So make sure we do that. Okay. So I'm about to put my seatbelt on and get out of here. Thank you.